Hello viewers, and it is my pleasure to welcome you once again for the second episode. In connection with the first episode, but I just told you that we would release as many episodes as possible in connection with the spoken English. You see, when I say the spoken English, that so many people, especially our Indian people, they seem to have just fed up with that. So let us just give a new label for it, communicative English. So my task today is, in what way, how we Indians can talk, good communicative English in the avenue of this English language. You see, so many Indians, so many people, hundreds of people have been searching in what way that I can acquire the skill of speaking this English language. So far they do not seem to have, just find any kind of answer for that. So after having studied the Indian minds, that I have found out in what way things can be done in the area of this spoken English language. So as I told you once again, we had better call it, communicative English. The first and foremost thing that you have to understand is, number one is there, in communicative English, when we people, meet one another, how to just introduce oneself and how to just make others to get introduced. That is called the greetings. People used to say, whenever they used to just meet people, and they say, hello, how are you? Some people say, how is life? Some people say so many things. Even if you just go to USA, they say howdy, and all those things, they come under the category called, what we call this, this communicative English. So in this episode, but I would like to let you know in what way that you people can get yourself, acquainted in talking good English. Now I talk, perfectly what we call, on par with the international standard. For your understanding, let me change my speaking style. That's called, pragmatism. Now, changing my style, but you can understand, for a better understanding, I talk in the Indianist way now there. So the communicative English means, but when we meet people, we have to just, greet each other or one another. We have to say something. How are you? How is life? And all those things. But I am going to teach you in what way things can be done in communicating with people, saying a formal wordings. Supposing I meet someone else there, I say hello. Even our Indians, the pronunciation is very essential for that. Even they may not say hello, they say hello, like that. So we have to say hello. The first thing you have to understand, how are you? Normally people say, in India, so many Indians say, even this, how are you? They say, hello, how are you? Now we understand it. This is called flat Indian English. There is no, what we call, this falling intonation or the rising intonation and all kinds of sound. As you know that, musical language, English is a musical language. So when you just talk with other people, but you have to talk musically. But is it possible to just get all those things immediately? No, it is not possible. But what I try to say is, you have to practice it. Whatever I say, you have to practice it. First of all, I say no. Normally in the Indianized way, when people meet one another, they say, hello, how are you? There is no music at all here. But you have to say, hello there, how are you? Music there? That is called pragmatism. No need to go for any syllable training and all those things. People nowadays would like to study, they just like to acquire the knowledge in the shortest way possible. So after having just studied the Indian minds, that I have found out this one that you listen to people, you listen to me. All the episodes and whatever episodes we are to publish to you there, you just keep on listening, then you will also talk on par with the international standard. That is the most important thing for that. And before I tell you something, remember, keep it in your mind. Whenever you want to speak this communicative English, that is called spoken English, you have to be always, just on the practical ground. You see, many years ago, I just believed that, I just had been to the volleyball match there, but I just appreciated one player. He just jumped in the air and he just hit the ball with using all his mighty force now there. But everyone appreciated him. I just called him, his name was Prabhakaran, I think so. I called him and said, Prabhakar, how did you achieve this skill? How did you do that? We really appreciate you. Is there any strategic skill? My dear viewers, what did he say? He just make his fingers like that, Practice, man, practice. Practice is very essential. So whatever I say that you have to understand, after having learned from me, but you have to go home, or even, jovially speaking, even you have to stand before the mirror and keep on just doing things, in what I pronounce all this language. Okay. When we just meet people, the first thing that you have to say, how are you? So many people in India, they say, how are you? I tell you what is the response later now. When some people say, how are you? Some other people say, how do you do? Indian flat English, how do you do? How are you? Some people say, how is life? When we say, how is life? Some Indians say, what is life there? Not like that. But you have to say an answer. Then I will tell you later. First thing is, how are you? How is life? How do you do? How does the world treat you? And howdy, you see? But all these sentences, all these greeting words, but you have to remember in your mind when you go and talk with people. Group of people, or individually when you just meet these people, you have to say like that. Once again, I'm telling you that. Normally, Indians say, whenever they meet people, how are you? The right way, on par with the international standard, just add up some music with it. Instead of saying, how are you, say, hello, how are you? Okay? You got it, think so. Then, how is life? Flat Indian English. International standard. Hello, how is life? Is that one? How does the world treat you? Flat English. How does the world treat you? You got it now there? Okay. The next one, there's some other people, and then some other area, they used to say, and how does the world treat you? How does the world treat you? How are things with you? When you think of this, whenever some people ask people, how are things with you? Okay, sir, I have got all my things intact, pencil, pen, paper, not like that. That means how are you? The same, just greet one another. So once again, I want to tell you in this way, you have to practice it. Very short space, but you have to practice it like that. I repeat it for your understanding. In an Indianized way, people say, hello, how are you? But you have got to say, don't worry about the British and American pronunciation. It is an international pronunciation, no need to go for any syllable training and all. Just listen carefully and practice it, okay? And flat English, hello, how are you? But you are going to say, hello there, how are you? Clear? You got the message. There is a way to learn this pragmatic English. The second one, how is life? Hello, how is life? They're very easy, the music, la 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 la. That is the music. Now you understand now there. How does the world treat you? Very rigid English. How does the world treat you? You have got to say, hello, how does the world treat you? How is life? How is life? You got it, I think, so now there. Howdy. Now I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. And don't be dismayed. That means, I'm going to tell you a secret, one secret. I have just taught you, whenever you happen to meet people, you've got to say, how are you? How is life? How does the world treat you? Howdy. But one more thing, the most important thing, there is a secret in spoken English. Communicative English. Whenever you meet people, some people say, how do you do? Why I have just talked about this how to do, because whenever you meet people, when you say, how are you, how is life, how does the world treat you, how do the plain, what we call in the plain respond to all these things, greetings, fine, thank you, sir, people used to say. Even some Indians might say, pine, thank you, sir, pine tree. No need that you have to say like that. I tell you later now. Fine, thank you is good. But instead of saying fine, thank you, according to the what we call RP, received pronunciation is on par with the international standard. People nowadays used to say, good, thank you. When people ask you, how are you? You have got to say, fine, thank you. But I would like you to say, instead of saying fine, thank you, but you have to just enhance it by saying, pretty good, thank you very much for your concern. Pretty good. You just say it is enough now. When people say, how are you? Pretty good. How is life? Pretty good. How does the world treat you? Good. How is it coming? Pretty good. But when you want to enhance yourself in English standard, you have to say, pretty good. Thank you very much for your concern. But even later, after having learned to know so many things from me, but you have to enhance your standard by making people, in amazement. In what way you can say? Even if people come and ask you, how is life? The answer is good, pretty good. But I would like you to say later, after having learned it, my life, just like a smooth sailing voyage. You have just made the people, standing in great astonishment. That is the most essential thing. I believe that, you have learned so much about that. In coming episode, don't miss it up. That's the most important thing. Because pragmatism, natural way. I am here to teach you not any kind of syllable training, phonemes or phonetics. People got fed up with that. But people have been asking in their mind, is there any shortest way to learn good spoken English, communicative English? That is what I am here to teach you now there. So don't forget about it. Subscribe. And you will learn more about it. So till we meet in the next episode, have a nice day.